It's the holiday season. It's MoneyPot. You need money. We want money. I got the guru for DFS. We got player props. We got picks. We got everything you want. The soccer game's on. Tune in. Let's go. And we are live. Welcome everybody back to week 15 in the MoneyPot Podcast show. I am your host, Moss Money, and we got a special guest. We got Willie. They call him motherfucking Vegas.
Let's get
in the
it.
building, man. We are ready. We are locked to go. We got DFS picks. We got player props. We're going game by game by game. You know the flow of the show. I don't want to hold you up any longer. Let's get into it. We're going to bring up our favorite sports book. We're going to be using FanDuel today. Let me bring up this favorite sports book. Oh, they're going to ask me questions. How's everybody doing out this morning? Willie, how you doing, man? It's good.
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, yeah. Nate. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on this morning because I know you're tough to get. You are a tough boy to get in the morning.
Sometimes the mornings don't you know,
they don't agree with you?
I'm not suited for the morning.
I hear you. I hear you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. We're going to go and start off right with our marquee game, right? One of our best picks for me today. We're going to go with your Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Chicago. The line has dipped and dropped a little bit. The line is now minus 8.5. Total is 48. Like I said, we're going to be mixing it up. We'll talk about some of the plays today in terms of sides of who we like and who we don't like. But I really want to drill in to some player props because I think there's some good player props this week with some good teams that I think we have an edge on. So the poll question of the day is actually a kind of interesting question because we have two kind of dual threat quarterbacks here. Fields just coming along. Hurts is already there. But Willie, I'll ask you first, bro. Who's going to have more rushing yards today? Hurts or Fields? Agree to disagree. Now, the line tells you who's going to have it.
Yeah, I was going to – yeah, the set of the props tells you that Fields is going to have more. And Chicago is really thin at wide receiver right now.
Yeah.
I think Equanimeous St. Brown maybe top wide out today. They're very thin. They're very thin. So, he might be – and our D-line, of course, leads the league in sacks. He might be running a lot today. Justin, that is.
Yeah.
I like the over for both guys because this is almost one of them games. If you're Hurts, maybe you don't want to show too much. I feel like we should beat Chicago regardless. I know it's a trap game. They could keep it close. Fields might run well, but this is the kind of game that Hurts might think like, let me show that, hey, the kind of game to show out against Justin Fields, So you could say that maybe Hurts would lead it, but I like the over for both of them. I'll say Fields has more, though.
Yeah, so I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to think Hurts is going to have more. Like you said, we're talking about trap game, something funny going on. I think Hurts takes off a little bit. Hey, that defense is leaky over there on Chicago.
Absolutely.
No Smith. Obviously, we already know no Robert Quinn. They're giving up 30 points a game in the last 5, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm actually going to go with Hurts. I think Hurts has more yards than Fields. Fields is going to try to run, but hey, this defense goes against a mobile quarterback every single day in practice. So they know what that looks like. Now, game speed is a little bit different. Fields has got some wheels here, but I think Fields is going to have to win today by throwing a little bit because they're really one-dimensional. They have no Mooney. They have no Claypool. And it's really Fields and Montgomery. So they're going to have to figure out of this run game on how to make this work. But we see it every day, in practice. This defense knows how to, deal with RPOs. So I'm right with you. It looks like a trap game. It very well looks like the trap game. But I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm going to give you my first player prop. This is my top player prop. I think it's still underutilized. Is Jalen Hurts over 1.5 touchdowns today, passing. The team total is 30, so they're going to score points. And I just said that Chicago gives up 30 points. I think it's 33 points in the last 5 games. So our over and under in total points is, I believe, it's 29.5. So somebody's going to score a couple times. And I think it's going to be Jalen, your leading MVP, no matter what anybody else says about him. He is the leading MVP right now. Give me Jalen Hurts as my top play for today at 1.5 touchdowns a day.
I can't go against that at all. First off, you're 100% right about the MVP, best player on the best team. I mean, that's simple shit. And Hurts and Mahomes has thrown too many interceptions recently. And I do like where your head is with the Chicago defense, because they were kind of decent beginning of the year, but since they've gotten rid of everyone, especially their leader in Roquan Smith, I mean, they're not good at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're downright bad. So, I mean, I think I like all the overs for Hurts today. I like the over. I like the over in rushing too.
I like all the over. Anything over for Hurts, I love it.
I really do, because the over 48 in rushing seems simple to me. He could break a 40-yarder, easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's going to get his, and I think the thing if Fields gets loose, is always the danger. But I think this is going to be a blowout. I really do. I don't see them. It's one of the worst.
We have
teams
to bite
in the NFC.
ourselves. We'd have to turn the ball over, which we haven't done all year.
Right.
We'd have to bite ourselves for this to go, like for us to lose the game.
Agree.
We'd have to be really bad.
Agreed. Another prop I like here, not as high as this one, but if Jalen's going to throw over 2 touchdowns, he's got to throw to somebody. Who else he's going to throw to but his main target? Give me a little AJ Brown anytime touchdown score too as well. I like that play as well. It's at -110. I mean, hey, he's the guy. I thought Devontae would probably have statistically a better year, but that's not the case. I mean, this is TO effect all day with AJ Brown. I was talking about this with somebody else real quick, sidebar on this team. And I think it was Birds of a Feather. And I think I was saying something in the fact that this whole offense was the same last year. Like Brown's the only thing that's changed. And it's just the dramatic change of what AJ Brown has done to this offense.
Yeah, just the young QB getting a little older and getting more weapons, really.
Yeah, that's right. It. But it's like it's the weapon. Like he has the weapon, almost like that TO kind of effect. So AJ Brown,
he's a superstar. He's the best wide receiver this year in one-on-one coverage. He has the best catch rating, which is
right.
That's the definition of you could say he's the best wide receiver in football by that stat.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that either. But I'm saying by that stat, you could say that.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. He's definitely excuse me. He's definitely up there.
Yeah, but, top 5 to 10 for sure.
Maybe back in the top 10. There's a lot. There's some dogs out there, bro.
Listen, Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. I mean, I don't know how you can get much better than them. They're two separate, the way that they play separately, but those two guys, I don't see how you have better than those two. And then you got Jamar Chase hanging around.
just hanging around, right?
Hanging around.
So, like I was saying, the either kind of support what my thoughts are on, the Eagles are going to score. Like I said, the Eagles' total points are at 29. So they're going to be right there. We're talking at least 3 to 4 touchdowns today. And Hurts is going to be the main person of that. I think he throws over. This is my top prop player bet of the day. Make sure you lock that in. And then if you like a little bit more, little AJ Brown, and we'll get in some DFS plays with that as well. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, we'll switch it up to the other quote-unquote trap game, right? We got the Dallas Cowboys going against the Jacksonville Jags. Dallas is favored -3.5. Total is 47.5. Willie, I'm looking, and I'm going to start mixing in this DFS stuff too. And just for those who are still watching with us, thanks for joining. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps all in the background. But with this DFS stuff, and we want to kind of go through these games and pick these games because the higher scoring games is what you want to target.
Yeah, that's
winning
what you want
strategy.
To target. Absolutely.
You want to target the higher scoring games. So this game to me has a potential to be a shootout. Right Absolutely. Now the line dropped a little bit at 47, but I think it has potential to be a shootout. When you're looking at this week, Willie, for DFS,
yeah,
and and we're gonna all and remember, you guys stick with us at the end. We're gonna make one together and see if we can come up with something hit for something. But how do you looking at how to stack? Are you doing, quarterback, running back, quarterback, receiver? Like in this
Okay.
instance with the Cowboys, are you afraid to stack both running backs, Pollard and Zeke?
No, that is a move that you could go with. They're both kind of expensive. Usually you would like to do that if one of them's kind of cheap. Pollard used to be cheap, but he's been so good now. He's more expensive than Zeke. But yeah, that's not a bad. I usually do this exactly what you're saying. I look for games I think are going to be very high scoring, and
Yeah.
I like to get a piece of both sides, because if it's high scoring, both teams are scoring. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
I like to go like today. I love the Jets-Lions today. I think the Jets-Lions. I love Zach Wilson today as a fringe play. He's going to be super cheap.
I like him.
He'll be super cheap.
He'll be super cheap. He will.
And then you do him, and you add on like Lions running back, DeAndre Swift or Jamal. I just feel like the Jets are tough to throw on, so it might be a day where the Lions run the ball pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I always like to get something on the other side. Like last week, I won some pretty good money. And I did a lot of the Lions, which Goff threw the ball really well, and I had Justin Jefferson on the other side, who had 200 yards. You know, so when you stack them like that, it's easier. Like today, I love Justin Herbert today. I think Herbert has a monster day. If you can get a piece of Herbert or Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, that's what you want, because it's very tough to run on Tennessee. Even Austin Eckler out of the backfield, he'll catch the ball. But I would lean towards Herbert throwing to the wideouts today, and I love the Chargers today.
All right, yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah,
so
we'll get there.
So in this game, Cowboys have been scoring a lot too.
A real lot.
They've been scoring, especially with Dak back. They've been scoring a lot. So I don't have any DFS plays for here. For this game, none of these crack like top 5 for me. There was a couple ones that I was thinking that I liked. I like some Schultz.
Pollard's a good play and Zeke's a good play, but I wouldn't consider them top plays. Yeah,
exactly. Like I said, I like some Dalton Schultz. I think he goes to. I think Dak loves the tight end here, and he's been on pretty good fire here lately. But I don't have, it's funny, even though this is a kind of people looking at this a trap game, I think Cowboys roll here, man.
They could.
I really do. I think the Cowboys roll here. I think the public is starting to kind of get fed into what people are saying out there, and this is a trap game. And I get I get Doug's familiarity with the Cowboys, just being in the NFC East for so long. But I don't know, man. Like if Jack, like it's got to be on Lawrence. Like I think
he's
the homie
he's
Rob
played
said,
very well recently.
Yeah, he's playing very well. But Dallas has got a good defense. The good defensive line. They're a little bit leaky in the secondary. They got some problems with some of their safeties. I have to check that injury report if any of those safeties have come back. So Jacksonville could move the ball, but Jacksonville's got to be able to run the ball. And I'm not sure if they can run the ball with the Cowboys. Speaking of run the ball, I need ETN to fucking show up today. He's in my fantasy football.
I was gonna say he's been he was really killing it for a little while there. He's been quiet the last couple weeks.
Yeah, he's been
more
quiet.
of the Lawrence show recently.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they started airing it out. So back in fringe for DFS purposes, like I said, we'll get into it. So just stick with us. But take some of these names down. I do like Zay Jones today. As a kind of, if you're trying to fill out your lineup for DraftKings, I do like a little bit of Zay Jones. I think he's been hot.
Yeah, he's been kind of their deep threat. He's like their guy that pushed the ball down the field.
Yeah, and I think you can get him. I think he's cheap. I think he's running at 5,000.
He's very for a guy that I think has been averaging like almost 80 yards a game the last 4 weeks. He's quite cheap.
Yeah, right. And then if you get the score, that's what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That's what you want. That's what you want with the score. So I don't think Ingram has the day that he had, last week over 2 touchdowns, almost 200 yards.
Yeah, monster game. That was the game of the year for him.
Yeah, career game, right?
Yeah.
So from a DFS purposes in this game, I'm gonna keep Zay Jones on the back burner just to take a look at that. All right. I don't have anything on this Pittsburgh Carolina game, but believe it or not, this
I,
Carolina game is important because Carolina can catch Tampa.
they actually can. Yes. Honestly, I love a play in this game.
All right, talk to me, baby. Let's
only
go.
because I've been looking for when I can play it. He got more involved last week. Didn't catch a touchdown though. Had one called back. Deontay Johnson scores his first touchdown of the season today. Mark it down. Anytime
okay.
he score, Deontay Johnson. No touchdowns on the season. He's scoring today.
Are we going with Trubisky to get it to him though?
That's who. Well, last week when Trubisky was playing, he threw the ball to him a lot.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm thinking.
I didn't know that.
I really think I like it.
Good take.
Because since he hasn't had the year that he wanted, obviously, Deontay Johnson, but it seems like Pickett has more of a thing with the young kid Pickens. He throws the ball to Pickens more than he throws to Johnson. Trubisky throws to Johnson more. So that's where my head is, at least.
Okay. I like it. I'll keep that on the somebody's got to score in this game.
Absolutely. Somebody's
got to score. I would lean Carolina here too. This is a big game.
I think Carolina is probably going to win. That game screams like it's going to be sloppy and ugly and under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. All right, where's our next game? All right, so one of the games of the week that everybody's on, and I am right with you here, brother. On this, I
love this game. Love it.
So Detroit versus the Jets. I don't remember the last time the Lions have won 6 in a row. You know what I mean? Like people are coming down on me because I'm like, yo, it's the same old Lions. And they're like, Nate, look at them now. Well, bro, they started 1-6. Let's get the facts right. Now they ran off and they've been playing well, but they're running into a defense here that I'm not sure they're ready for. And now I get the whole Wilson thing, but I think Stephen A. said it best. Wilson's career is on this game. If he wants,
that's a huge game for him. Yeah.
Yeah, if he wants to stay in the NFL and be respected in locker rooms around, he's got to lead these men and lead them to a victory today. And I think the line is telling me that. Like the line is -1.5. It was favored Detroit. It wasn't favored Detroit, but I think it was almost a pick.
Yeah.
Or +1. Now it's tipping up to the Jets. And the total is very low for Detroit Lions teams that can score on almost anybody in the NFL. And I think they run into some trouble today. I love your DFS pick with
Messi
Zach Wilson.
just scored for Argentina, by the way.
Did he?
Argentina up 1-0 in the World Cup final.
Wow. Go! I missed it.
It was a penalty. It was like a free kick.
It was a penalty kick?
Yeah, free kick. Oh, he just played the goalie there.
Yeah, you know what? He's
really good with them. That's why he's such a good goal scorer. Free kicks. He knows how to wait it out and wait for the goalie's first move. He
was +160 too to score.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
Yeah,
hey,
I think he was +300 to be the first scorer too.
Oh hey yo.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I didn't put anything on it. I got to find my soccer guy.
I can't.
Tell me what to do.
And right now my soccer guy's off because he told me that he likes France.
Yeah, right. All right, so we're looking at Zach Wilson. What you looking at Zach Wilson that you like? Outside, obviously he's cheap.
Yeah, I think that Zach Wilson has a good day throwing the ball today. Everyone throws the ball in Detroit. Detroit's a hard-nosed team. They're tough to run against. They can run on you because they have a good O-line. Everyone talks about how it's tough playing against Detroit, that they're hard-nosed, they're coached well. You know, obviously, like you said, they started the year terrible. They've been on fire. I don't trust Goff a ton in this game because the Jets are really good against wideouts. They have a good secondary, the Jets.
Yes.
I think Detroit's going to run the ball well in this game. I think the Jets are going to throw the ball well in this game. I like Zach Wilson over everything. I like over TDs, over yards.
Okay. That touchdowns is interesting. It's 2-1, +196.
Yeah, I like it. I think and the receiver Garrett Wilson, I think, is probably who I would go. He seems to be the guy that went early in the season, at least, that Zach had the most comfort throwing the ball to. I think he has a big game today. I just like, this is a game that if you're playing DFS, you're playing on DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever you use. this is the game I would target to stack for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so I like not a top 5 play, but I'm looking at DJ Clark. I think I'm on Ross St. Brown is going to get the sauce treatment. And I think that
they do move him. They do move Amon-Ra a lot around in the slot and stuff to try to get him the ball. So I would say that he probably gets catches. Like if you have fantasy playoffs today, which I'm sure a lot of you do, don't be afraid to start Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's one of your best players. You have to play him.
You have to ride him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
If we're talking DFS, then like if you're filling out a lineup just for today, then maybe I might avoid Amon-Ra today. I would agree with you there. But if you're playing fantasy, he's on your team, you gotta play him.
Yeah. So absolutely. Like it was just like yesterday. I almost took out Kirk Cousins yesterday.
Ooh, thank God you didn't.
I almost took out Kirk Cousins yesterday. Yeah, because I knew the matchup. Now we all know what happened. That doesn't happen.
Yeah,
that's a once in a lifetime thing that happened.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So that doesn't happen. But like you said, thank God I didn't.
I mean, the first half looked like a great move. You were probably like, shit, I should have.
Yeah, right. I thought it was over. I was like, I'm done. But I was in my head, I'm like, okay, he might get a couple of touchdowns. I have Jefferson too. I have the stack with Jefferson.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, Jefferson's going to get his though because they're down 33. My one concern was they were going to pull the starters because they were down already.
Yeah, that's the only thing good about games like that is like if you got the opposing QB, like, oh, well, this is an opportunity for him to throw for like 400 plus. Let's go here. Obviously, they have to move the ball, but you're thinking, we're at home. We're not going to get embarrassed. We're a good team. We got a chance to throw for a ton of yards here, and he did.
Yeah, I got lucky.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I have him. I would have started him, but I'm going to buy, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so but like you just said about St. Brown, in my head, I'm just like, he got me here, so I got to ride it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, absolutely have
to. And then you live and die with it.
Yeah, you just have to. Because you can't bench him and have him have a big game.
Right. Next game, we got the Chiefs and the Texans. Chiefs favorite minus 14.5, totals 48.5. So this is another DFS look. That's got a high total. Yep.
Mainly Chiefs side.
It's all Chiefs, bro.
I love Travis Kelce in this game.
Yeah.
He's been quiet last couple weeks. I think he has a monster game. This is a huge spot to play Travis Kelce. He's very expensive, most expensive tight end. He's comparable to the expensive wide receivers in most DFS. But this is a game you got to play in my opinion. I love the over 78.5 yards. I think he scores a touchdown for sure, maybe multiple.
That's where I'm going. I think he scores.
He might score 2.
Yeah, I think in these games, when you know it's going to be a blowout. So here's the game flow when you look at these games with these high spreads. First of all, with these high spreads, none of them has ever hit. People 14, 17.5, Houston, especially in Houston's case, they find a way to cover here. But when you look at the game flow.
Yeah, especially when they're at home, just like last week. They always felt like they found a way to cover. They should have won that game last week. They tried not to.
They should have won. They
They can say what they want. They tried not to win. They ran up the middle 4 straight times. Come on, dude. So let's get a little something going on. You're trying to go for the win here.
Right. So KC, they're going to blow them out. So there's your 48. If it's close, that means the Texans are going to hang around and be able to score with KC because we know KC is going to get theirs. So from a game flow, there's really slim chance that the Texans blow out KC, right? There's very slim chance.
Zero chance, I'd say.
Zero chance, almost. So I like the Kelce
and maybe
score.
Like a 70% chance that KC blows them out.
Right. And I like the the score 2 touchdowns with Kelce, but it's a little bit juicy because it's minus 155.
Maybe a little. The 2 TDs has to be what? Plus
it's 350.
Okay, yeah. So that one's maybe you could dabble.
Yeah. I don't mind this. I don't mind dabbling in this one, but for just one of my top plays and my top 5 plays in terms of my player props, I'm gonna pay it because like I said, he's gonna score.
Oh right? Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that he scores a touchdown today. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna score. He hasn't scored for 2 straight weeks, right? Or if he did, he scored. But that's all he did. He had no catches. He's been really quiet for 2 weeks, which is never the case. That's why I think he has a monster game today. I target him specifically today in DFS.
Yeah, big facts. I like that.
Even if you don't even if you're not using Mahomes, not using other guys in the game, that's who I'm if you're stacking other games, I'm still targeting on a way to find the money to get him in the lineup.
Yep. And I actually have Pacheco. Houston's the worst rushing defense in the league. So
yeah, it could be a big game for him because McKinnon's more like their receiving back. He had a monster game last week.
Yeah, he had a monster game last week, but he's the better. Pacheco's a harder runner, but McKinnon seems like he's the better, smoother runner.
He's definitely better out of the backfield for sure.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be mad if they find ways to get McKinnon the ball again. I think Pacheco does score. Well, at least I hope he scores because he's on my fantasy too. But he'll get his touches. He'll get about 15 carries, and they'll see what he can do with them. Hopefully, he breaks one and gets loose. But out of this game, my top play is obviously a little bit chalky. But give me Kelsey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right with you on that. And I got two other things about this game I like.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a sneaky one, and it's plus probably good money. But he's been getting involved more and more. Possible first TD for Sky Moore today.
Okay.
He's a rookie for KC.
Touchdown? Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Oh, not like first TD of the game. I just mean he hasn't scored yet on the season. So
you talking about just the score in general?
Anytime TD for Sky Moore has to be good money. It's got to be at least plus like
5-1. 5-1.
So so that's a good one I like today because again, this is a game that Patrick might just go off and throw like 5 tutties. So somebody's getting involved.
What is his? Was that 2? I bet it's 2.5, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that's not bad. At plus 124?
Not bad at all, actually.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he might throw 3 to Kelsey.
He really might. So what's their total? Hold on, let me look at this. Because they got to be in the 30s, right? Their team total? 31.5.
31.5. Wow.
So if he gets to 3, that's 21. So that means what? 1 more rushing touchdown? Possibly? Yeah. Or a couple field goals in there? That 2.5 is interesting. You want to keep that in mind. Like you said, he might throw all 3 to Kelsey.
Yeah, he could. And on the flip side of the game, if you're looking to is there anyone on Texans worth playing? Amari Rogers.
Burkhead.
Right? Amari Rogers, I think his name is. He used to be on the Packers, Rogers. I want to say. Am I getting his name right? I think I'm getting his name right. But his last week was his first week on Houston. Had a pretty darn good game. And they target him a bunch. They have a lot of injuries in the wide receiving core. There's still no Brandon Cooks.
He packed it in. He ain't playing for them no more.
He's done.
He's done.
So that's a guy that I would look. He's very cheap, super cheap. That's a way to fit guys in to your DFS because obviously Houston's going to be throwing football today, and you can throw the football in Kansas City.
So last week, let me bring up the thing. So Mills was in. Pierce is hurt, so let's remember that.
Yeah.
Rodgers did have a decent game. He had 4 catches for 57 yards and 1 touchdown. The person who really showed out was Chris Moore.
Chris Moore, yeah, he's number 1 again this week, and he's also a good play. I like Chris Moore too. He is more. He's like $1,000 price range above Amari Rogers. Amari Rogers is strictly a guy if you're looking for. Hey, can I get a cheap guy that possibly grabs 15 points? To me, that's Amari Rogers this week.
Okay. Cool. I like it. All right, we're trucking along here. So I do have a play in this Atlanta Saints game. Another important game for the Saints. Just like Carolina, they're on the hills trying to climb up in that NFC South with Tampa kind of faltering here and Tampa looking like they probably will lose today. We have Ritter, who's getting his first start today as the quarterback.
I didn't realize that. Desmond Ritter, huh? Okay.
Desmond Ritter. So I'm going Desmond Ritter over his rushing at 22.5.
He is a runner.
He is a runner. Not as much as what we might think, and when we think about runner, but he's athletic.
Like Justin Fields runner, but
he's got some legs. And I think, with his first action going against a very good New Orleans defense in New Orleans, I think I can see him taking off a little bit, using his legs, moving around in the pocket, going off his first read. If he doesn't see that first read, a lot of scripted stuff. I think they even run the ball with him a little bit, and some QB power, some QB, kind of draws and stuff. So I think he gets this, and I even think he gets this in the first half. Don't. It wouldn't surprise me if he takes off and gets a quick 15-yard gain.
What is it? What is the over?
22 and a half yards.
Oh,
rushing.
yeah. I mean, that might – I feel like just strictly on the fact that it's his first start that he might be a little nervous and look at the tuck and run more than he would normally. I think it's almost a gimme.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, barring injury, obviously.
Brickman says –
breakaway for Argentina.
Another goal?
2-0.
2-0?
Wow.
That might be game.
That might be game.
That might be game. That might be game.
Go!
Brickman says
to answer Brinks here, I mean, Burkhead is their receiving he's their receiving back, obviously, and Pierce is hurt, right? So
yeah, Pierce is here.
I would say that, I mean, and they're going to be behind. I would say that Burkhead is a decent play, as he's probably cheap, and he's probably going to catch, if it's if it's PPR, which I know almost all DFS is now.
Yeah,
he
might score.
And he's probably going to catch at least 5 balls.
Yeah, for sure. He's never been good behind the tackles from a running perspective.
I wouldn't trust him getting handoffs really like a lot.
Yeah,
but out of the backfield, I like Rex Burkhead. Always have.
So, Brinks, and just when you say, do you like him at all today? Are you talking about? Make sure you let us know. Are you talking about DFS or actually like a bet?
Yeah, or like fantasy. What are you thinking here, Brinks? Because I don't know. Depending, like, there's other plays I like more. Just because I don't know. That game could just be an absolute blowout. Yeah.
I don't have anything on the Cardinals or Denver. You?
I like the Denver defense today. Like defensive. Obviously most DFS has a defense you got to add. I think the Denver defense is a decently good play today. Colt McCoy has a baby arm, always has. Old check down Colt. So I don't know. I don't think Arizona's going to do a ton today. I think DeAndre Hopkins is not a good play today. I would avoid him. If you have him in fantasy, it's another guy where almost you have to play him because of how well he's played when he's on the field. But without Kyler, the big play isn't there. He maybe catches 4 or 5, 10, 12 yarders today. I don't know. I avoid DeAndre Hopkins today. I avoid the Cardinals in general, unless maybe a little James Conner action.
Yeah, I was about to say Conner's the only one that I would actually
because he'll get fed. He'll get fed the ball today, so he'll probably get points. But I avoid the Cardinals today, and I like Denver's defense on a whim today. They might have a score.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, there's a no play for me there. All right, so this line kind of switched. New England and the Raiders. I guess I thought it was going the other way. New England, the Raiders. Raiders are a favorite, -2.5. Total is 45.5. Now we got some players in here. Obviously, Adams is going to be cost a lot from a DFS perspective.
And
you can't go wrong
playing?
With.
Is Ramondre playing? I know he was questionable. I don't know.
Let me check.
Let me
check. I'm not sure. I mean, for me, it's in this game. I don't know. Josh has been running like a fucking madman lately. Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah, he's Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has had a great year.
Yeah,
he really has.
Stevenson is trending game time decision, but trending as if he will be playing.
Okay. That's a good thing for anyone that has him in fantasy because you can run on the Raiders, and I expect that the Patriots will run on the Raiders today. I like the Patriots today. I think Patriots win the game. I don't like the Raiders. Really? The Raiders to me are just not. They stink. Josh McDaniels is the most overrated, maybe overrated coach of all time. Everyone thinks he's baby Belichick. He stinks. He's awful. And the Raiders are handcuffed and stuck with him. Yeah. They should be ashamed of themselves.
They should be ashamed of themselves. I got another top play here for me as well. I cannot overlook that Josh Jacobs has been running it like a madman. Yes. Josh Jacobs scores today. To me, if I look back at his games, he has scored in every home game except for back in September.
Yeah, when they weren't giving him the ball a ton. Right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like since like week 4, he's been getting fed.
Yeah, and he's been hurt. I don't know how he's doing it. He's got leg injury, ankle injury, quad injury. But I think he's always going to be a big part of this offense. And I think they feed him. I think he scores. He might not have the best game today because the New England Patriots are a good defense. but I think he still gets in the zone.
I like where your head is there strictly because Belichick is known to take away their best option. That's like what he does on defense almost all the time. And I would think that he's going to gear that towards Devontae.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's keep this train moving. We got more 4 o'clock games. Big game here. Cincinnati, Tampa.
Another game that you can target in DFS. Possibility of a lot of scoring in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also could not be if because Tampa's just, you don't know what you're getting with Tampa. But I think that Cincinnati, you can't really run on Tampa's defense. Since Burrow, this is a very good spot for Joe Burrow today.
Yeah, man. I don't bet against Tom a lot. I don't like betting against Tom, but DFS, I feel like this is also a prime spot where Brady could have a very good game because they're going to need to throw the ball in this game, Tampa. Yeah.
They've just been so bad. It's so hard to trust them.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, and that's the problem. I can't trust them. And I didn't trust Cincy in the beginning either.
Yeah, but I do like Mike Evans for a TD. He hasn't had a touchdown in weeks. They hit a deep ball last week that got called back for holding. I think Mike Evans scores today.
Ooh. He is his go-to guy too, man. Tom's gonna have to throw today.
He's going to have to throw.
They're not going to be able to run on Cincy.
Yeah, you can't run on Cincy, and Cincy's been so good. And the running backs for Tampa's been weird anyway. Fournette's been in and out. Rashad White's young. I don't know. I think that for them to have a shot to win today, Tom's going to have to throw.
Yeah. I don't really, only person I really trust is Chase in this game, to score. But I don't have. It's not in my top 5 plays. Don, what's up, man? Big game today. Yeah, I hope y'all win. I hope you guys win.
Huge game for you, Don.
And it's crazy. And Don, for me to tell you this, right? I'm telling you this now. I'm telling everybody right now. Everybody's talking about who could beat the Eagles, who's a good matchup. I do not want to see the Detroit Lions in the playoffs.
No, Lions are a tough team. Everyone knows
I do not want to see the Detroit Lions in the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, if you're giving me options of who I'd rather see, I'd rather not see the Lions. Yeah, they're a tough team. They have – I don't like teams – well, I shouldn't say that. I don't like to play teams that – because I love teams that are like this because we're built like this, that are great on the lines. The Lions have a good D-line and a good O-line. That's how you win games. Yeah. You'll always be in games because you can run the ball and you can stop the run.
Here you go, DFS, really. Godwin, Hopkins, or Stevenson.
And Ramondre. Okay. I would avoid DeAndre. I would go Godwin and Ramondre.
Ooh. I like Godwin because
I think Stevenson runs the ball well today. The only thing that scares me about Stevenson is the questionable.
The injury. Yeah, the injury. Yeah. I definitely got one. Yeah, but can you really bench Hopkins?
I mean, I know what you guys are saying. I know what you guys are saying, but to me, that's a Patty Surtain special, and Colt McCoy baby arm special. I don't know. That's not a good combo for me. I don't like Surtain on him, and I don't like Colt McCoy's arm combo.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, he could still catch a TD and make it worth your while. I just don't think he's not. I wouldn't expect a big DeAndre Hopkins 9-catch, 130-yard game. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Just because of your quarterback is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you did say you did like anytime touchdown today from
Mike Evans. I do. Yes.
Mike Evans. Okay. Evans is,
and I do like Godwin's. Godwin's is usually the guy that gets the ball a ton in between the 20s.
He's 2-1 to score.
Is he +2? Nice.
Yeah, man. That's.
See, I hadn't scored since week 5, I think.
Yeah, that's so
a long time.
He usually gets in there too.
Yeah,
man.
And he's the guy
crazy.
He's their touchdown. He's the guy that Tom looks to in the red zone usually.
Yeah. No, he does. Godwin is their intermediate guy. Godwin.
Between the 20s, Godwin's the guy.
Yeah, for sure. I would say
Godwin over receiving yards is a good play today.
Yeah, I was thinking about catches.
That
receptions.
Too. Yeah, that too.
Like 4. They don't even have him up here on this book. But I was thinking more like 4. I was thinking he might sit at 4.5, maybe even 5.5, somewhere in there. Because what's Tom's passing prompt, real quick? It's got to be close to 300. Yeah, 273.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to me, 273, that Goblins has 8 catches today.
Yeah. Right. Right. All right. Yeah, none of these are going to go on my top 5
They're
list.
not huge plays, but again, this is a game though
Something to
that
look
if
at.
you're playing DFS, maybe might want to do one stack of Tampa and maybe one of Cincy, just because this game has the ability to be a high scoring throwing game because both teams stop the run well.
And I'm right here with you, man. I'm all about Herbert today. I like Herbert.
Love Justin Herbert today.
I'm on his over. His prompt is my 5th best bet of player props today at over. I think he gets over 300. Hey, the Chargers don't run the ball. That's just really what it is.
They don't run it well. They don't run it, and it's tough to run on Tennessee. And Tennessee lets up everyone throw the ball on their DBs. Their wideouts. Every wideout has a great game against Tennessee. It's there to have because they're just bad in the secondary right now. Really bad. I love Justin Herbert today. I love both wide receivers, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. You can even drizzle a little DeAndre Carter in there if you'd like. I like all of it.
Yeah. I completely agree. That's my 5th best bet of my player props is Herbert over his passing prompt. And Don, no, I didn't do anytime touchdown for Hurts today, but I did a AJ Brown touchdown. I do like a Brown. I think
Hurts over yards rushing though. We do like Hurts over yards.
Yeah,
rushing.
We do like over Hurts rushing, but I really like Hurts over his touchdown prompt 1.5. They're supposed to score almost 30 points today. I don't, unless Sanders. You
Sanders
guys call him
had
Sanders.
Huge day yesterday. Last
week.
Unless
he scores twice again, and then Hurts has one. That's 3 touches right there. And then this Hurts just throw for another one. That's the only other way. Other than that, Hurts. I think it's an undervalued play for Hurts in his total touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think every week they get it wrong. So I think he's liable, especially in this spot against Chicago. That's not a good team.
Flat out bad team.
Wouldn't surprise me if they blow him out. So yeah, I'm with you with Herbert. Who you like better, Williams or Keenan today?
I like Keenan more for yards and catches, Williams more for TDs, but I like both of them a ton. I would lean Keenan.
Okay.
Because I could see him getting in the end zone too, but I love his over 70.5 yards. I love it. Love it.
Yeah. And everybody who's still with us, just stick with us. We're going through our player prompts, and then we're going to put together a nice DFS play for everybody. See if we can make some money.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is that's the main game that I'm targeting like for a quarterback. I'm using a lot of Herbert today. I'll just tell you guys straight up, a lot of Herbert today.
Okay, yeah. And we'll see how we stack
Herbert
it.
In fantasy, you should be feeling really good today, I think.
Yeah, we'll stack it. Like I said, we'll stack it and we'll see how it goes. And people can kind of play. Hey, if you're out there, chime in. Give us some plays. Give us some picks that you like that we're looking at. I'll bring it up on the screen one more time. If you like what we're doing, if you get the gist of the show of how we're doing, it's kind of switching up the flow. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Make sure you follow on all social media platforms. All right, we got one more game, 2 more games actually. Night game, huge game with New York and Washington. Washington's favored by -4.5. I think that's a little high for me.
Yeah,
I don't. It's funny because it's a bad spot for New York, but to think that after a tie, now they're 2 point, almost getting close to a score better than what it was before. I don't know about that, but I get
Giants
it.
Just got embarrassed at home. I mean, like, this screams to me like the Giants might win this game outright, or it's just a traditional NFC East battle where it's like 17-16.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Washington's coming off a bye, right? And then, but they played the Giants right before that, and then they tied. Yeah. And the Giants, like you said, just got embarrassed by us. They faced 3 NFC. They faced almost the whole division so far. In the last 4 games, they faced the Cowboys, they faced the Commanders, and then obviously they faced us. So, do they lose all 4 NFC East games? I mean, this is a must-win game for the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants have to have this game.
Yeah, so I think this is a little high. I think this should be more like 2, maybe even 1.5. It should be really like almost like 50-50 here. They just saw each other. But I can't bet anybody in this game.
No,
Like,
I don't like this game at all, honestly.
Yeah.
If you have like fantasy players in this game and you're wondering like Saquon, like I mean, I'm sure Saquon's going to get touches, so he's going to get yards. I would still play him if you have him because he's probably your top, one of your top options. But I'm nervous. I don't like a lot in this game. I know Chase Young's out, which maybe helps the Giants a little bit, but I don't know. I don't like a lot in this game, honestly.
Yep, agreed. All right, so for the last game, Monday night, we have the Baker Mayfield Rams going against Green Bay. Green Bay's favorite -7, total is 39.5. Jumping ahead with Monday night, I'll probably drop something Monday night for maybe a little same game parlay. But I like the Packers in this game.
Yeah, I love the Packers.
Yeah, I like the Packers straight up. I like them to win outright. I think Rams are coming off that high. Baker showed up. Got to win.
He'll come back to earth now.
Yeah, he'll come back.
Crashing back into earth here.
And not even that, you get Aaron Rodgers off a bye at home. We already know what Rodgers' record is at home just by itself in the regular season. Then you add in the extra layer of him off a bye at home. I'm pretty sure the numbers are telling. Give me Green Bay in this game. I don't have any player props as of yet, but I would be looking for Watson to score.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Christian Watson's on fire. I would assume he gets in the end zone.
I would assume him to get in the end zone, and it looks like Baker is looking at Van Jefferson as well, so some of his receiving props as well. Dig a little bit more come Monday night, but if you want to play just for a pick right now before this line probably creeps up to maybe 7.5, you want to get it right there at 7. I would be looking at the Green Bay Packers. Even the under looks a little bit good to me because I don't think the Rams are going to be able to score that much. This is a bad spot for them. West Coast team traveling east in the cold at Green Bay. It's never a good deal.
Yeah, I think it's a terrible spot for them. I love Green Bay.
Yeah. It might not be too bad for Baker because he played in Cleveland for so long, so he knows how to play in the cold, but it's just not a good spot. Not a good spot at all. All right, so those are the plays of the day. Real quick recap of my top 5 player props. I got Hurts number 1 over 1.5 touchdowns. Love it. Travis Kelce to get in the zone. They're going to score a lot of points. The best player on the team, one of the best players in the NFL. Already has, I think, almost 10 receiving touchdowns if he's right about there. He gets in the zone.
I think he might have 11.
He might be. He might. Ritter, first start, rookie quarterback. Seeing action for the first start. Not a good spot to be playing in New Orleans. New Orleans is a tough place to get a win. I think if he doesn't see it, he takes off. I think he gets this in the first half, easy. Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has been just like I said, just a horse in the last couple games. He has not scored in a game since September at home. He scored in every game at home. Check the record. He gets in the zone. And then last but not least, kind of a double like here from me and Willie. We both love Herbert today. Hey, Chargers just don't run the ball. They just can't. They really just don't run the ball. They might run it to keep you honest, but he's throwing the ball. He'll walk into 300 yards. And Tennessee's
against a
passing defense.
Bad Tennessee passing defense.
Right, exactly. All right, let's switch it up. Let's make some DFS plays. This is your sweet spot here, Willie. Let me switch up the tab.
This is what we like to do. I love also to add on to what Nate just said. I love Travis Kelce over today. We went over that as well too, but I love Travis Kelce today. Huge Travis Kelce guy today.
All right, so all right, so we brung it up here. Here's the DFS we got here. Now, are we starting all with Herbert?
I would.
All right, so let's put Herbert in there.
Like I'm probably going to do like about 10 lineups. That's how I normally do it, and I'm probably about 3 of them or 4 of them will have Herbert as quarterback.
So this is what we'll do. We'll do the first one, me and you kind of working through it, and then the second one where we kind of gamble a little bit and we got to get lucky.
Okay.
So I agree with you 100% on Herbert right away. So when I do this, and just let me know how you do it, because I know you do this a lot better than I do. When I get my quarterback, I immediately started looking at my stack with my quarterback.
Absolutely, you got to stack at least. I mean, I know I've seen some guys, like some people get absolutely crazy lucky and they'll hit with like a random QB and nobody is throwing a ball to. Yeah, that's the luckiest thing in the world. When you're playing DFS, obviously you think the QB is going to do well. He's throwing the ball to somebody. You got to stack. The key is stacking. That's how I hit everything. It's how I hit in every sport. Baseball stacks, basketball stacks, NFL stacks. That's what you're looking for. So I would go Herbert, and I'd pivot right to Keenan Allen.
You going Keenan?
Yeah. And I'll have another one where I pivot to Mike Williams, and I might have one where I have both of them.
All right, so what are we doing here? Are we going both, or are we doing Keenan?
How much? So what's Keenan's priced at? Like around $7K?
68.
Okay. And Mike Williams slightly below that?
Yeah, Mike Williams is slightly below that.
Okay.
Mike Williams is 63. So right now we have 36K remaining. We got Herbert, Allen, and it's either Mike Williams or do we go back and get Eckler in there? Or Eckler's the top guy?
That's where you're working. For me, that's where you would be working. Do you want to go QB running back wide out, which I do often, or do you want to go QB 2 wide outs or wide out tight end? Today, I feel like I might avoid Eckler today, honestly.
Okay.
But he could have a good game. But he's just so expensive to me that I feel like they're not going to run the ball well. You're really counting on him out of the backfield today, in my opinion.
Yeah, and not even that. They got a hit, right? Because they're the high end.
Because he's so expensive,
He's so expensive. So when you guys are looking at this in terms of strategies, when you're trying to build it, now, granted, as of right now, I know DFS is kind of different. Like these are like you got to get lucky because you're going against bots, you're going against massive people.
Yeah, guys that put in 150 lineups in, and they have a computer system that tells you the best bets and all that. Like that's the kind of shit that you just know you're dealing with. You got to get lucky to hit a monster. The way I like to do it is play like single entry tournaments where you can only do one entry.
Get one.
You know what I mean? Because then you can't have a guy that's just making 150 crazy wild entries. Yeah,
and that's how they make money too.
Yeah,
right? So 100%. It's not about winning the whole thing. It's about putting in your entry and making, so say you put in 100 entry and you put in $5. So you want to have so many entries score so much where you double your money.
Yeah,
so you
it's all about getting into the cash. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about cashing at the end of the day. Absolutely. So that's what we want to do. So we got Herbert and Keenan Allen. Right now, where you going next?
Honestly, I'm probably going Mike Williams as well.
Mike Williams. All right, we're double dipping.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So we got Mike Williams here. All right, so now for me,
but since we did that though, when they're all higher end guys, we're going to have to look for we're going to need a cheapie in there just to be able to contend and still get other guys that are big. So you're always got to look for a cheap guy that could possibly grab you like 15.
Yeah. So right now for me, I'm jumping back to running back.
Absolutely.
Because I want to see what I can get in here. So right now our tops are Eckler, Jacobs, Henry, Mixon, Pollard, Connor. I mean, Kamara could go off today. Like they got nothing. They got nothing. Sanders isn't a bad play either. Let me see who else we got here.
Kamara's not as high as he normally is today, correct? What is he about? Like seventh or eighth down? 68. That's not too bad.
68. Because Kamara could go off for two touches.
He could. I do like I like Jamal Williams
Knight
today.
Okay, from Detroit. Okay,
I do. I do.
I'm not a fan of Williams because I like the Jets today.
Oh well, I like the Jets as well. I just think that Detroit's going to have to run the ball to be in the game.
Yeah, and he always scores.
Yeah, I mean he's their guy. When you're looking at Williams, you're looking at TDs. He's probably not going to put up more than like 30 or 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But you're hoping for a 2-spot. Can he catch a 2-spot?
What about McKinnon?
I do like McKinnon. Another spot where they you figure they're going to be in the lead. He's
let's come back to running back
for a tutty.
Yeah, let's come back to running back because it looks like it's not coming up right away for us. All right, let's go to tight end.
This is where honestly, I might pivot to try to include we're thinking that Herbert's going to throw the ball great, which we all that's where we're at, especially with this lineup. This is where I might pivot to Tennessee and play a guy that I think is on the rise.
Oh, yeah, I have him. Yeah, I like him.
Who is Chiggy Okonkwo.
Okonkwo, yep. I like it. I like the play.
And it allows you to fit more people in the lineup because he's cheap.
Yeah.
He's a cheap.
Yeah, he's cheap. Yeah, he's cheap. He is their go-to guy at this moment. All right. Now, since we're playing with some numbers. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have about 5 positions left. We only have 26K to play with right now. So that tells me
we can still go decently high on the running backs because you figure you're looking for. I mean, I'm gonna throw it out there right now. You can fill it in just so we can see what we're playing with. I like Denver's defense. I think they're cheap. I think they're a good play.
All right. So let's look at Denver's defense. Broncos. All right. So they're 2,700. Okay.
Yeah, very cheap. Okay, that's good. Saves
all right. So
cash.
we have 23K. Yeah.
Now we got to look at running back now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be high end, but I when I put one together last night, I do like Pollard today.
Absolutely.
I do like Pollard. I like Pollard today. But if you put Pollard in there,
now we're gonna have to find another way to get in here. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So that's the problem with putting Pollard in there because he's cost a lot, and now we are down to 16, and we got 3 positions. So
we can still make that happen. That's not too bad.
We got like each of these guys got to be around like 5K mark. Right. They got to be low. So there's your Williams play. We can put Williams in there.
Yeah, keep going though. Hold on, let's see something here. So you like the Jets a lot today, and so do I. As Zonovan Knight is down there, right?
Yeah, he's down there.
Detroit is not bad, but I mean,
they've been playing better against the run. They were bad in the beginning. They've just been playing better against the run.
I feel like this is a pretty good spot for Zonovan Knight, and it saves you some cash.
Okay, I like it. I'm not against it. All right,
so what are we working with total here?
11.
11.5. Is that what that says?
We got to.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to find it. So you like your Johnson guys down there at 51. It gives you some flexibility with your flex.
Oh, and that would leave us 64 left.
About, yeah.
I do like Deontay Johnson today. I think he's a good play today.
Or Chris Moore.
Chris Moore
4,200
is a good play. So what the key is? What if we plug Chris Moore in and see what we have on the flex side at that price?
73. That's good.
And click the flex and see what we got sitting in
73. The top guy is Lamb.
Okay.
Lamb, Kamara's up there. See, I like this flex. I like to use a running back here a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of the high scorers will tell you to use a wide receiver because of the PPR that's involved in this. But if you think the running backs are the ones that could have a monster game, you know what I mean? Like better, I would say the better chance of cashing is using a receiver because if he's going to catch 6 or 7 balls, he's going to get like 14 points. But if a running back has a monster game, that's when you see a top end score. A 30+ point game out of a running back is very common, more common than for a wide receiver.
So I'm going to give you 2 that I'm looking at right now that I like. I like Kamara and I love
Sanders. Kamara. I almost want to put Kamara in and then go back to Chris Moore and see where we're sit with that.
So I put Kamara in. We got 42.
Let's remove Chris Moore for a second. And what are we sitting here? Like, what's our high end guy now at 47?
London, Hollins, Gallup. I do like Gallup on a streaming play. But there's so many mouths to eat in Dallas. I'm not sure. And then we're double dipping with Dallas with Pollard.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we do expect them to score points today, but we're hoping that one of them goes off. It's kind of hard to hope that both of them goes off.
I don't mind Jamison Williams because all he has to do is score. I wouldn't be surprised if he scores today, but
they just haven't been playing him enough snaps for me.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready yet. I don't think he's ready.
I think he only played 9 snaps last week. He caught a 41-yard touchdown, and the kid's speed plays. I mean, he has amazing speed. He's going to be a star player in this league, I think. He's got incredible speed. He's just not playing enough snaps right now. You can't trust him.
No, you can't. Elijah Moore's a flyer for the Jets. He's not a bad play.
The problem with Elijah, I like Elijah Moore, but I like Garrett Wilson is my guy for the Jets today.
Yeah,
this is like I do like Gallup, but maybe I think Moore might be the highest end here, the guy that we did have there.
Yeah, I
Just
think
strictly
so
because
too.
they have to throw the ball. You can throw on Kansas City, and he's their
Yeah,
top target right now.
there it is. All right. I like it. There it is.
I
So we
like it
got
too. I'm going to follow it up. I'm going to put it
yeah.
in.
Yeah, let me take a quick screenshot real quick. So I have that in here. So
Pollard,
Herbert,
Knight, Kamara. Yeah, I got it locked in.
yeah, I like it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. So we'll do one more and hey, chime in. Give us some plays, give us some picks. Let us know you like it, you don't like it. This one is going to be a little bit more, I think, kind of, hit or miss. Shoot for, kind of shoot for the fences here. Going
Absolutely.
to go a little bit low, see if we can get some value, and then, see what kind of happens here.
I feel like that's honestly the way that these guys hit the big ones is because, your best opportunity to score high is to have a bunch of stars. The way to do
Yeah,
that is you have to hit. Like I had one last week that I won $150 on, and I had
nice.
Chiggy Okonkwo, who was like 2,600 last week, and he scored a touchdown. And I had the dude Moore for Houston, who was 3,700. He had a monster week. So that's how because it allowed me to stack Justin Jefferson, allowed me to have I think I had I had a running back that went off. I think it was Tony Pollard, had 2 touchdowns. So it allows you to get more high end guys, but you just got to hit you got to hit the cheapies. It's
Yeah,
also
nice.
it's the hit or miss aspect of it, like you just said, because if the cheapies do nothing, you almost have no chance to cash.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we're going to switch it up a little bit. I know you said Willie Vegas said he does like Wilson today,
I do.
but I'm going to go with the top guy on the list. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to go. My stack is going to be Hurts.
Mr. Hurts, yeah, I mean that's obviously I'm going to be making a few of them myself.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go with Hurts, and then I'm going to stack him with this guy, very chalky with AJ Brown. I'm going to start
Yeah,
off the stack with Brown and Hurts.
great
Like
way
we
to
said,
start it.
the Eagles are supposed to score almost 30 points today. And these two typically score, whether it be rushing, whether it be throwing, catching. They have days. So we need these guys to show up. They're the highest on the end. We got 82. Hurts is the play today and the highest. So he's got to get his numbers.
Yeah.
We'll start with that stack. I can't move off this tight end. I think he's cheap. I think it makes a lot of sense. I like
Conquo,
yeah,
I'm right with
yeah.
you. I like him a lot today.
I like him a lot.
And they're gonna let's be honest, they're gonna be throwing the ball. Chargers not great against tight ends,
Yeah,
he seems to be the guy that's their big play guy, especially with Burks still out, I believe.
yeah, yeah. All right. And then now for me, for defense, I do like who was it? I do like the Panthers today.
Yeah, that's a good play today as well.
I like
Saints,
I like the Panthers.
or not Saints,
The Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh's
It's
starting Trubisky.
exactly.
I mean, there's a good chance for Carolina to score today, I'd say.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. All right. So now those were when I was looking at this yesterday. Those are the ones that I kind of really remember, and other ones I was kind of picking and mixing. So let's go from here. Give me another receiver. Who you like here today? Are we going back to Keenan, or should we switch it up to Mike Williams?
I do. I like both them. I like if we're talking high end wideouts that I think have big days here. I would say I love Keenan Allen. You know that. I like Chris Godwin. I like Mike Evans, and I like Jamar Chase. They're like the guys I really like today. And Mike Williams, obviously, I said that, I think. But
so let's go between Williams and Evans. So Williams is a little bit higher, just $100 higher. I think I'm going to go with Williams here because I got to get a part of this Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. Go with Williams. And he's the guy that I feel real confident in saying that Mike Williams is probably going to catch a touchdown today.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So we got our tight end. So let's take and jump back to running back. Big fan of Pollard. I think Zeke is almost scored every game.
Games that we're looking at that are high scoring. This is where you're looking at that Dallas game,
Yeah.
This is where maybe you're looking at the Jets. This is where maybe you're looking at Maybe even I know it's very tough to run on Tampa, but Mixon gets involved in a lot of ways. Mixon might not be a terrible play today, just because they throw the ball to him a lot and he finds the end zone a lot.
No, he does find the end zone a lot. He's a little bit.
He's very
He's
expensive.
higher.
Yeah,
He is expensive. He's definitely expensive. Knight wasn't a bad play.
Yeah, we already used him
not a
once,
play.
so I might not go him. I do like the Pacheco play. He's decently cheap, I think, right?
He is 5,900.
Okay, it's not as cheap as I thought he was.
he's 5,900. Hubbard had a good game last week. I was looking at him.
And you would think that they're going to run the ball. I mean, they got to. If Carolina's going to play well, they got to do something. I know Deonta Foreman's kind of their bruiser, and Chuba's kind of their home run hitter, if you would say.
And so would Murray too.
Yeah.
Latavius Murray, because I mean, when you look at these numbers, all I need Murray is to do is score.
Yeah, you just need a tutty. When you got guys that are cheap, you're just hoping can they catch 40 yards and a touchdown. Hey,
yeah, they need to hit. So I'm gonna go with Murray here on a stream option here. We got to get lucky with Murray because we don't have that much money left.
No,
we have 16K.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Murray here, and then we got to find another cheap receiver here.
That's the key here, is a cheap wideout. I'll tell you what, this is crazy cheap, but I brought him up earlier and it would save us money. Sky Moore. I think Sky Moore might find his first touchdown, find the end zone today for Sky Moore.
How cheap is Sky Moore?
He's got to be 32, 31. He's got to be cheap. Maybe even go over to the KC game. Might be the easiest way to find him.
There he is. $3,000.
3,000. Yeah.
Let's go.
They don't get much cheaper.
All right. So now we can play around with this flex. So we can actually go high-end running back or high-end flex. So
yeah,
I like this because he's another receiver. Double dip in that. Get Kelsey in there.
Oh, Kelsey in there. Yeah, I was going to say I would love to get Kelsey in there, and Sky Moore allows you to do that.
Yeah, and then we'll go running back. We got McKinnon, we got Kelly, we got Hubbard, Carter. No,
McKinnon we are just loading up on KC, then, which is not a terrible idea.
No, somebody's got to score from there.
Yeah.
I think he's the best bet, yo.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's McKinnon or
Hubbard.
Or Hubbard. Yeah. I would probably go McKinnon.
Yeah. Go right back to the well. And then we're just saying
giddy up.
Let's go.
I like that lineup. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially because I don't like Arizona today. If Latavius pops 2 touchdowns, this could be a really good lineup.
Yeah, if Latavius moves, we got to get lucky with Latavius and Moore is the two.
If Sky gets in the end zone, hey.
Yeah, if Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit.
If Sky can score, I'll take it. So I took another picture of that. Like we said,
this is the way. So if you want to get Hurts and you want to get Brown and you want to get Kelsey in your lineup, this is the kind of things you got to do. You got to go with Okonkwo and Sky Moore because of how cheap they are. It's the only way you can fit.
Yeah, I like it.
So do I.
So hold on, Nate Deuce Smith instead of Brown. See, the problem with he's not hit or miss. He's going to get his targets, but he doesn't score like Brown. That's the difference.
I do like Devontae, and I would say that I like him today, probably, but obviously Brown is the much higher ceiling.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it for shits and giggles. Let's see. So I took a picture of that, so I have it.
Yeah. If we did Smith, then we could mess around and change, Sky Moore or whoever the lowest end guy would be.
So it would be Sky. I would think the receiver.
Yeah. So then it would give us what, like 4,600 to play with there.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's still not much right there that I like, though. Like Michael Gallup, maybe.
Maybe Gallup. There's Chris Moore again.
Yeah, Chris Moore's there. Nate Jameson Williams, Nick Westbrook-Akina, if you're thinking. But we already like Okonkwo.
I'm not double dipping with Tennessee's.
I would. Westbrook-Akina is the guy to keep on the back burner if you guys are making a bunch of lineups. You don't want, you want to get a piece of that Tennessee. That's the other guy I would pivot off of Okonkwo to is Westbrook-Akina. But he's a little more expensive.
I'm trying to think. If we knew anything about Stevenson, Aguilar might not be a bad bet. But
Yeah,
I don't trust him.
No. I don't
Yeah,
trust
man.
any receiver in that new. Honestly, I feel like you got to go AJ Brown just because the difference in what we might get out of Sky Moore and the next guy up at
It's not enough.
4,600 is not enough in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
because I feel like Devonta's a good play. He could have a good day, but I feel like AJ Brown's gonna have a better day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me go all the way down to Sky Moore. I like this one we got here. Sky Moore. And look, his number is only 2.5. I mean, no, 3. It's 3 points. That's where he's at. So if he doubles this is a win.
I think honestly, I think if we can get 10 points, we can get double digits out of Sky Moore. This could be a really good one.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. So we went through the player prompts. We built 2 DFS. Would have been a little longer than I thought it would. I thought we'd be through it quicker, but hey, it takes time to win money.
Good time.
Takes time to win money. Takes patience. So what we'll do for those who just joined us and missed the first one, I'll get these over. We'll post these 2 DFS plays of things that we hit. Make sure you're following A2D Radio on all social media platforms. You'll see it on there, and I'll post them on MoneyPot as well. But other than that, I don't have any more plays. I think I'm locked. I think I'm loaded. Argentina is still up, what, 2-0?
2-0. Second half just started, basically. But, yeah, France is in a world of trouble.
Yeah, France is in a world of trouble. It looks like the cup is going back with Messi. So games are almost ready to start.
You got about an hour and a half-ish, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, almost an hour and a half-ish. So I leave you guys with this. Make sure, like I said, you hit the like, you hit the subscribe. This is what we do each and every week. Giving back, showing you our plays. We do it each and every week. If you haven't seen Willie on Facebook, there's a parlay a day.
Yeah, I do parlays every day.
College, NBA.
College and NBA, yeah. They keep them going, I put them on Facebook and Twitter, so they're out there. And, I'm not going to sit here and say that I hit a lot of 3-team parlays, but I've been running around 27%, and I've been up money for a month that I've been doing it. So we're going to keep it rolling. Yes,
we're going to keep it rolling. Make sure I'll do some live picks as well today for my parlay bettors, my teaser bettors. So make sure you follow MoneyPot on YouTube. For Willie Vegas, this is Moss Money. May the gambling gods bless you and good luck in all your plays today. We're out.